Good evening, class 11. Let's continue with the chapter. Today the topic is ionization, ionization potential or ionization enthalpy or ionization energy. Ionization enthalpy or ionization energy. Okay. So first let's define this. It is the energy required to remove electron, energy required to remove electron from an isolated gaseous atom in its ground state. Okay, so this is the basic definition. It is the energy required to remove an electron from an atom, basically from a gaseous atom, isolated gaseous atom in its ground state. Right, this is the basic thing. That means here we are going to convert an atom to its respective cation. Right, now here basically the valence electrons are removed. Usually valence electrons are removed here, but yes, for d block elements the d electrons can also be removed. But here basically we are speaking about the s and p block element variation. Right, so for them the electrons that are removed, that is the valence electrons. Okay, now if an atom contains only one valence electron, then obviously it can have only one possible ionization energy value. But if an atom has more than one valence electron, then it will have successive ionization energy values. If an atom contains more than one valence electron, atom has more than one valence electron, then the ionization energies, we basically term it as successive ionization energies or successive ionization enthalpies or potential. Successive means one after the other. Means after removing one electron, we have to remove the second electron. After removing the second electron, we have to remove the third electron. Right? So if an atom contains more than one valence electron, then the ionization potential will be successive. That is, we are going to get more than one ionization energy values. Right? For example, if I talk about sodium atom, potassium atom, lithium, they have only one valence electron. Sodium has only one valence electron. So the amount of energy that is required to remove this electron will be equivalent to my first ionization energy, that is IE1. If I talk about magnesium has two valence electron, right? Then first step, one electron will be removed. This one will be your IE1, the first ionization potential. Second step, we have to remove electron from magnesium positive to give it magnesium 2 positive, and this one is your IE2. So when I am having more than one IE values, that is my successive ionization potential. And always remember, the second, third ionization energy values are much more than the first ionization potential values. Why? Because the first potential values, it involves removal of electron from an atom, right? And the second, third values or the higher values, it will involve removal of the electron from an ion, from a positive ion where attraction is more, right? So IE2 will always be greater than IE1, obviously due to increasing effective nuclear charge, due to higher nuclear charge. Same goes for aluminium. Aluminium, we have 3 valence electrons, so we will be having 3 IE values. So if I talk about aluminium, the order of my IE will be IE3 greater than IE2 greater than IE1. That is, IE1 involves removal of an electron from neutral atom. IE2 involves removal of electron from Al positive. Then this one involves removal of electron from Al2 positive. So this is my order of the successive potential. Okay. Now we come to the factors affecting the ionization potential. Factors. Number 1, atomic size. Now, atomic size, we know it is atomic size or radius. It is the distance between the nucleus to the outermost shell. So, with increase in atomic size, that is, higher the atomic size, the distance is more between the nucleus and the outermost shell. So, the nuclear pull is lesser, right? So, the ionization energy will be lesser. Greater the atomic size, greater the distance between the nucleus and the valence shell. As a result, less amount of energy is required to remove the electron from the valence shell. So, with increase in atomic size, ionization energy will be decreasing. Okay, second factor is your nuclear charge. Nuclear charge. Greater the nuclear charge, if my nuclear charge is more, greater the nuclear charge, the nuclear pull will be more. Nuclear pull means what? The force of attraction between the nucleus and the valence shell will be more, as a result of which the energy required to remove the electron will be required more. So higher the nuclear charge, my IE value will be higher. Third is your screening power or screening effect of inner electrons. Screening effect of inner electrons. Screening effect means what? It is the tendency of the inner electrons to screen the nucleus from the outermost shell. So higher the screening effect, then what we are going to observe, if the screening effect is more. Higher the screening effect, the inner electrons can effectively screen the nucleus from the outermost shell. As a result, the energy required to remove the outermost electron will be lesser. So higher the screening effect, lesser will be my ionization potential, because my nuclear pull will be lesser. Then the next one will be penetrating power. Penetrating power of electrons. Penetrating power of electrons. Now here, okay, one thing I forgot to mention you. Screening effect, basically the order is S greater than P greater than D greater than F. That means S can effectively screen the nucleus from the valence shell, and this order decreases as you move towards the F electrons. Okay, penetrating power. With increase in penetrating power, if the penetrating power is more, IE is also more. What is the meaning of this? Penetrating power, the order is basically S greater than P greater than D greater than F. Now, penetrating power means it is a tendency of the orbitals or tendency of the electrons. Basically, it is the probability of the electrons to be present closer to the nucleus. That is only penetrating power is, right? And this order is S, P, D, F. That means S orbitals has more probability to be found closer to the nucleus, right? So S electrons are strongly attracted towards the nucleus. As a result, it is difficult to remove them. So more energy is required to remove an S electron, that is an S valence electron, then P, then D, then F. It's because of their penetrating power. Penetrating power means their tendency to be present closer to the nucleus will be much more, right? And they'll be strongly attracted. So to remove them, much higher energy is required. So this is the order for penetrating power. Means it is more difficult to remove an S electron, then P, then D, then F, right? Next, the last factor, electronic configuration. Now, electronic configuration means there are certain configurations like half-filled, full-filled configurations where stability is much more. Half-filled, full-filled configuration means what? Like for example, if I talk NS2, okay, then NS2NP6, which is basically for the noble gases. Okay, then if I take NS2NP3, this one. So these are few. This is like full filled. This is also completely filled. This is like half filled. NP3, it's half filled. So these are the few configurations where which are very stable, and as a result, ionization potential for this kind of configuration, that is for half filled and full filled configuration, IE values are higher for half filled and full filled. Half filled and full filled configuration. This is so these are your factors. Now we'll speak about the trends, periodic trends. Now down a group, what happens? Down a group On moving down a group, number of shells increases. That is, the distance between the nucleus and the outermost shell increases. As a result, the valence electrons are less tightly held, okay, and they can be easily removed. So on moving down a group, the IE will be decreasing. Okay, will require lesser force to remove the electron as the distance are increasing. Now periods. Periods, on moving across the period, the nuclear charge is increasing, so the nuclear pull is increasing. As a result, more energy is required to remove those valence electrons. So across a period, IE always increases. Now we'll basically talk about the second period elements because there are certain deviations as well. Second period elements we'll talk, and then we'll see certain deviations. Second period we have lithium. Lithium, the configuration is 2s1. We'll speak about the valence configuration, valence shell configuration. Then we have beryllium. Beryllium is 2s2. Beryllium is 2s2. Then we have boron, 2s2, 2p1. We have carbon, 2s2, 2p2. Now, on moving across a period, right, the IE should increase. That means the IE value of beryllium should be more than lithium. Boron should be more than that of beryllium, followed by carbon. But actually there are certain deviations. What are the deviations? On moving across, like from lithium to beryllium, the value of ionization energy is increasing. Okay, on moving from lithium to beryllium. But as we move from beryllium to boron, the beryllium to boron, the ionization potential decreases. It's because of its configuration. From beryllium to boron, the ionization energy decreases. So here we get a deviation. It should have increased, but it is decreasing. Why it is decreasing? Because beryllium has fulfilled configuration. First point, and the second point is that the electrons that is to be removed from beryllium, that is your s electron, which has more penetrating power, and here the electron that has to be removed, that is your p electron, which has less penetrating power. So definitely this will require more energy than this one. And the another reason is your fulfilled configuration, right? That's why from beryllium to boron, the IE is decreasing. Then again from boron to carbon, the IE is increasing because of increase in the effective nuclear charge. Then from carbon to nitrogen, the configuration is 2s2, 2p3. Here also it is increasing. Again the same reason, increase in the effective nuclear charge. But as we move across oxygen, the configuration is 2s2, 2p4. Okay, from nitrogen to oxygen, again there is a deviation. The ionization energy decreases. Now why it decreases? If we compare this two, we can understand. Here it is 2p3, it is half filled, highly stable. That's why energy required to remove this electron will be much more. In case of oxygen, what we are getting 2p4 arrangement. 2p4 means this one. This is my arrangement of 2p4. So here first point, it is distorting the half filled configuration. And second one, here in one orbital we are having two electrons with opposite spin. That means there is inter-electronic repulsion. Due to that reason, its ionization potential will be much lesser than that of nitrogen. Right? Now as we move from oxygen to fluorine, its ionization energy increases, and then finally to neon, its ionization energy also increases. Right? So here we observe deviation in these two cases. That is from beryllium to boron, this is one deviation, and from nitrogen to oxygen, this is another one deviation. Otherwise throughout it is okay. Okay, so till this, thank you class.